Greetings and salutations, my friends. Welcome to another Premier League guide. Today we are looking at Stoke. As with all the other team guides, we're going to be looking through the club as a whole, looking at the squad, see which areas need improving, wonderkids, the staff, the dynamics, the finances, what the board expect us to achieve this season, and see if it's like a difficult challenge or not. So, finances-wise, we've got a decent chunk of money to spend, 27 million. Have we got much in wages? Almost 100 grand in wages. So, okay, we could bring a couple of players in there. That's nice to see straight off the bat. What do the board expect us? I'm going to say mid-table is my guess. Mid-table, 5th round and 4th round, which seems to be the default for this level of team. Yeah, in the cups. Okay, I think that's certainly doable. We'll know better when we look at the club itself. Let's have a look at the staff quickly, see if we need to sort of rebuild any areas. Need to work in the medical department. Scouting's about as average. We do have all the positions filled, so there might be a couple of duffies here that you could just mutually terminate and improve this scouting. Same with coaching, really. We've got spaces for 3 more. It's average. Definitely needs some improvement, though. If we quick look at the team report, you can pause this if you want to look at, in greater detail, but we're going to look at the squad in a second anyway. But we're sort of strength and weaknesses 50-50 there. Dynamics-wise, just a more of an interesting look at the... We do have one big core social group, which could be an issue. If you decide to sell Peter Crouch, why would you? Are you nuts? How bad are you if you're thinking of selling Peter Crouch? You run the risk of upsetting a big bunch of players there. So that might be a slight issue. But let's have a quick look at... what am I doing? Something. I was going to look at something. Probably the squad. That might make sense. So, goalkeeper-wise, Jack Butland. Sorted for the next 12 years. Don't sell him, keep him. It's really good. Backup-wise, we've got Lee Grant, who, it's the sort of guy you hope never to play. You might want to look at bringing in another goalkeeper. Maybe, not even a youngster, because Jack Button's only 24. I'd probably just, look at... He'll be fine for a year. Maybe replace him with slightly better backup next year. Centre-backs. We've got Ryan Shawcross, who's decent. We've got Kevin Wimmer, who's decent. We've got Kurt Zouma, who's very decent. We've got Bruno Martins-Indy, who's... We've got 4 really good centre-backs. Sorry, if you're a Stoke fan, I didn't mean to sound surprised. But that's really good. 4, very good centre-backs. You can rotate... It's nice to have 4 centre-backs that are almost as good as each other that you can kind of rotate and move in and out. That's nice. We've got Jeff Cameron as well, who's Mr. Versatile, apparently. Can play centre-back at a push, so that's fine. Can play wing-back. Ball-winning midfield. All sorts of stuff here. Pretty versatile. I quite like... This guy sits on the bench, basically. He's not that good. But he's got a couple of years left on his contract. He's not on a massive wage. I'd probably just have him as a bench player, because that's really nice to have. Then we've got Josh Tymon, who I've had in previous saves, who becomes a very, very, very good player at left wing back. I like the look of this guy. I think we need to give him game time. If you're not going to give him game time, get him a loan move, get him playing somewhere that guarantees him like first team football, because this guy becomes good, really, really good. He's got a 5-year deal, which is really, really nice. Who is our other left back options? We've got Eric Peters, I guess, is the next one. He is wanted by Everton. Eric Peters is a wing-back who's, in his prime at the moment. He's got good mentals. Attacking-wise, crossing lacks a little bit. That's probably where I'd get him training if you're going to use any sort of attacking fullback options. But he's decent and can play... can play centre-back if desperate. Yeah, actually, yeah. So we've got 2 other players that can play centre-back. So I'm not even touching the centre-back department. We're all good. So right-back options. We've got Glen Johnson or John Glenson. As a Liverpool fan... Glen Johnson, good. John Glenson is his twin brother that turns up occasionally and is really shit at football. But in this, he's all right. I think this is quite an issue. A fullback with bad stamina, considering they probably do the most running out of every single player on the pitch, he's not going to last games, which is sad. He's 2-footed. He's definitely right-footed. Just because he scored the odd wonder goal with his left peg. But okay, 2-footed, beautiful, loving that. Pace is starting to slow down a little bit. What other options have we got at right back? Because that's not good enough. We've got Jeff Cameron playing there. We've got Mama Diouf, who's more attacking, isn't he, really? Yeah. Not sure about that one. But definitely not a right back. So, yeah. Right back is straight away the option I'd be looking to get rid of. The trouble is dynamics. Where is he? Glen Johnson's there in the influential players. It might piss off a few people. I'm going to get rid of him, to be honest, and getting a first choice right back that can slot in straight away. Central midfielders, we've got Darren Fletcher. Charlie Adams starts listed. Probably for the best now. I think 31 now. He could do a job, but you might be able to get 6-8 million for him, so I'll probably just take that money. Then you've got the Welsh Shavy himself, Joe Allen, who's a decent playmaker. Stephen Ireland, meh. He's out for 3 months as well, so you're not going to be selling him anyway. So, and he's just signed a new contract. Just keep him as a backup player, League Cups and stuff. We've got Sadio Berahino, who's a massive twat in real life. What's that? Recognises he may lack support as a result of not being... Oh, he's got no friends! Well, there's a reason for that, Sadio. Who's obviously up, plays as a striker, but it's not really a central midfield option. Afeli's not really a central midfielder option. They're much better. So, yeah, we've got Darren Fletcher, who I like, and we've got Joe Allen. But again, after that, we're struggling a little bit, really, in that purely central midfield, defensive midfield option, especially if you're looking to play a defensive midfielder. We've got Jeff Cameron who can help. But yeah, that's probably a weak area. Attacking sort of winger strikers-wise, we've got Mama Diouf, who we looked at before. One of those players that has really good physicals, and then you look and you go, oh, cool, and then you look at his technicals, and it's like, Jesus, does he even know how to kick a football? He's worth 21 million. He's 29. You're never going to be able to sell him for a massive amount after this year. I'm selling him in a heartbeat, Mama Diouf. Sorry, mate. But then we've got Berahino, who can play up front and on the wings. Afeli's all right. We've got Sobi, who's transfer listed. Really? 5-star potential player, transfer listed. 20-year-old Egyptian. Don't sell him. Like, really don't sell him? Did he ask for a leavers? That's why he's transfer listed, isn't he? Yeah. No, so much no. We are keeping you, mate. That's ridiculous. But he looks a very good player. Then we've got Chuba Moting, who's more of a striker option, can play on this left-hand side as a winger either. 2-footed, always nice. As an up-front option, I like his first touch. Composure and finishing are a little bit on the low side, so I'm probably looking more to play him on the wing or as part of a two. Then we've got Hesse, who looks pretty damn decent as well. Can also play on this left-hand side as an inside forward. Decent amount of pace. I'm liking him. Shaqiri's one of the key players, obviously, at the club. He's your right-hand side man, playing as an inside forward. I always think he looks a bit fat. I know fat when I see it. It just could be his body shape, but to me, it always looks a little bit fat. And then we've got Julian Ngoy, who's one of our bright prospects. Wow. And he's a Belgian. Everybody loves a Belgian. Okay, this guy could become a fucking good player as well. So we've got some nice prospects here. It might be a fun. And then, that is disgusting. How have you listed Peter Crouch? How on earth? That is... Oh, no. So very much no. How dare you sell Peter Crouch? So we'll talk about tactics in a sec, but let's have a quick look in the under-23s and under-18s just to see if there's any talent here. We've got a few players out on loan that could come back and do a job, like Bojan, and we've got Mbula as well. A central midfielder. Can we have him back, please? Can't recall him. Bastard. Oh, man, why have you sent him out on loan? Idiots. And then we've got Harry Sutar. Don't know how to pronounce his name. Centre back in the making. Needs a bit of work on his tackling. He's 6'8". Holy shite balls. Get him some tutoring. His determination is a bit low. Get him a tutor like Ryan Shawcross or somebody, and he could become a very good giant of a man. And then we've got another Belgium who looks a decent prospect. Only 17. Wow, I'm surprised how many good prospects Stoke. This could be a really fun save because there's a lot of decent players. And even this Tyrese Campbell looks decent, 17 years old. Right, so let's have a look at what our assistant recommends as our starting. Okay, I was not expecting this as the assistant's pick for formation, mainly because it doesn't play to our strengths at all. I'm going to be inclined much more to be playing something like this. And then maybe in the big away games when you're playing Man City away, dropping this guy to more of a defensive midfielder or something, and then maybe pushing the fullbacks on. But I'm going to be playing this. So if that's what we're doing, what are we looking for? Goalkeeper's perfectly good. Central defence, amazing. So what do we have to spend? 27 million, plus we've got some decent amount of sales. Let's say 40 million to spend. I'm going to get a first choice right back. Without a doubt, there is no other option. I think that is desperately needed. And then I'd get a central midfielder as my two choices. And then I think up front, if we're playing a lone striker, up front we've got... See, we don't really have pure strikers other than Crouch, but I think he's more of an impact sub this day and age. Hesse, I suppose, is the guy. Yeah, Hesse can play up front perfectly well. He's a little guy. He's not going to win any headers, but he's very good. Decent finisher, good first touch, good amount of pace. So if I've got money so I'm going to get a right back, a central midfielder, sort of decent central midfielder, and then any money left, which we should have because we're selling a few players like Mamadou Diouf and stuff. So just get a pure out-and-out striker to play up top, and that means Hesse can play on the wings or as an inside forward, which I think he'd be really good at as well. So I think, but I like the fact the game starts and you've got four. I'm just surprised how good these centre backs are. It's four really good centre backs. Might have to go and scout my Liverpool team now. I'm jealous. Right, there we go. There's my sort of mini guide to Stoke City. I'm surprised how many good youngsters they've got. They've got some really bright prospects in their team. I could be tempted to have a little private save with them, to be honest. As far as getting mid-table first season, I think with the money to spend, I think we can fix the holes. I think goalkeeper and back four, once you get a right back, are going to be very, very good. Lacking a little bit, I think, lacking a few goals, so we'll fix that with a striker. Bit more depth in central midfielder, and I think you'll be golden. There we go. Hope you enjoyed that little guide. If you are managing Stoke, remember to leave your tips and tricks in the comments below. What players you liked, what players you sold, bought, what tactics work, and all that sort of good stuff. And it really helps out everybody else watching this video. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Please go and check out my FM18 stuff. The Journeyman Worldwide starts on the release date of the game, so that's going to be a fun one. So join me for that. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.